Now, I believe consideration is a very pure form of love, for someone to consider you. But in our generation, a lot of people would say, a guy that loves you would want to spend on you. If he's not investing in you or spending on you, he doesn't really love you.
Investing on top of ice cream.
So sorry. When I saw that post, I was just scrolling through the comments, and I saw someone who I respect and look up to a lot. And then she said, any man who loves you would want to invest in you no matter the amount. So I am thinking...
Investment, ice cream.
Apostle Ampeo, this question is, what do you have to say to men who are afraid of marriage? Not necessarily because of trauma, but just based on the idea of the responsibilities attached to it and the fear of failing at it.
You see, this is something that is very hard for women to comprehend. It's it's immense emotional pressure for a man. You see, I've seen people who are not even perfect and all of that, but the psychology of a man who has stepped into a marriage is, all right, what do I have to do? Let me step up, let me try, let me give it my best. And then there is intense financial pressure. I can't even begin to quantify what it's like. So for ladies, you might find that question quite interesting, but for guys, it's very relatable. So let me just say this. First and foremost, it is proven statistically and psychologically that people who get married, I can't remember how the statistic put it, on average, have more financial stability than people who don't. And let's break it down. If I find the research, I'm going to put it out. I'm going to find a way to share it to you. So let's break it down and put it like this. On your own, you're paying house rent. On her own, she's paying house rent. You come together, you join your heads together, you split the rent. Now, it's going to be better. And then there is just that. I think we underrate the scripture. We quote it, but we underrate the scripture. That he that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. Listen, I'm not discounting the fact that the economy can be tough. But I'm saying that if you can survive on your own, you will very likely do better with help. You are coming together, you are sharing net worth and network and all of that. There are just some things that will get better. There is also something about taking an audacious step. I've said this many times before. For those of you who have had the audacity to move into your own house, it was a big move initially. Big move. You very likely thought about it countless times. You were overthinking, and then eventually you said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. Maybe you even did it because your parents were annoying you. And you're just like, you know what? I would rather stay in an empty house than stay here. And then you just got in. But when you got into that house, that empty space, it did something to your heart. It just unlocked a new possibility. Like, wow, I did this and I didn't die. I'm more elastic than I realized. So I can stretch even more and see. I'm here, I can as well try to furnish the apartment. And you furnished it. And then you furnished it. And you're now like, wow, look at me. In 1-2 years, I have my own apartment and it's furnished. I'm going to stretch my faith again. I'm going to get a car. I've seen many people like this. So you see, when you take that step of faith, and many times get married, this is for people who have some semblance of stability. You have a job. You have some capabilities and qualifications. All right? Because I want to tell you this. The longer you stay, the more difficult it will be. I'm telling you the fact. One day you will look back and you're 45 and you know, and you're not married. You know, my wife and I were talking 2 days ago. We were talking about something the church wants to do about the teens church and how we want to raise more leaders. And at first I was nervous about it. We're going to raise leaders amongst the teens who are 20, 21. And it seemed like a big decision. But then I thought about it. That was our age when we started. I graduated from school, what year? 21. And even if it would be one more year before the church would fully start, we're already doing ministry. There were already people who were calling me pastor at that age. All right? And so when I look back, the money I had, the exposure we had, how much time it took to save money for house rent, for the first house rent. I'm talking 1 full calendar year.
2 years.
Actually, 2 years.
Because the first year we saved only 100K, so it wasn't enough. So we had to go the second year and try to save the 300K.
These people standing in front of you, sitting in front of you, that was our reality. Do you know how broke you have to be for 2 people to save 100K in a full year?
And we're engaged though.
Yes. Guess what? At the time church had started, my allowance was 2.5 weekly. And that's why, Jesus Christ. When God is blessing us now and you're angry, the judgment of God. And all of that. And see, let me tell you something. If you have a track record of hard work, responsibility, you have something that you have mastered, a skill that you have acquired, a job that is at least stable to a good degree. All right? You can feed yourself. The lady you are about to get married to can feed herself. You are good to go. That's my opinion. What do you say?
And I'll just add to that many times fear might not be a bad idea if it propels you into preparation. I think that more men can do better when it comes to preparing for marriage. How many relationship books have you read? How many relationship messages have you listened to? How well would you say you understand women? So if you invest in knowledge, the Bible says that by wisdom a house is built, by understanding it's established, and by knowledge it's filled with rare and beautiful treasures. So use the season to get knowledge about how to make marriage work. And then for the people who are considering marrying early, but there's a financial aspect to it, I think it's important that you learn how to plan ahead. So for example, once we realized we were pregnant with edema, we went to find out how much for regular delivery, how much for CS. They told us. We started saving every
Aggressive
month.
saving.
Aggressive saving every month. We had put some money aside. And then I remember trying to push edema. And he said, if she does not come out now, we're going to do CS. Hey? Ain't nobody got money for that. As I heard that one like this, she came out.
The Bible says by faith, Sarah received strength to conceive.
But
250K, how much was it?
yes, I think the design regular delivery save 120. Then for CS, you might save like 250 there. 250K. But eventually, we went with what we had. And we had enough for even her birth in her delivery. But she happened to have jaundice. And our parents now helped us and supported us in that regard. God bless them. But we were prepared. We didn't say we don't have anything. We don't have just a little here, a little there, cooperative from the office, things like that. So once you start, there is always a way. So have that in mind. And don't be afraid. Because like Apostle said, then 2-bedroom that I wanted to rent in Ago was 350K. Now, so the longer you wait, the more.
I mean, think about it. It's not getting easier. It's not getting cheaper. It's not. It's not. And let me tell you this. You may be a Christian, a churchgoer, but you are still. Can you listen?
Yes, sir.
You may be a Christian and a churchgoer, but the lens you use to look at the world is still a worldly lens.
Yeah.
You are comparing yourself to people. You are using social standards. I mean, I saw a video today where one guy with his wife by his side was saying he didn't approach her then because he didn't have money. He was still driving a Camry. So, and I'm not even here to comment on that. All I want to say is this. Please, I beg you, take your destiny seriously. Don't compare yourself to others. Come on, I get what I'm saying. Many times you say you are not ready because you are looking at other people who you think are better prepared than you are. So there will be need for contentment. I bless God that I married a woman who never put me under pressure. Never. I'm telling you the truth. Never put me under pressure. What we could afford, we could afford. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you have somebody like that, please go ahead. When you have unrealistic carnal dating standards, that's when you go fear now. Some of those people I see on podcasts, if you want to date them, you'll be afraid. You reach to fear. Your life is in danger. Because their goal is to finish you, and they will move on. They will move on. So yes, it's understandable, but please, just take your life seriously, trust the Lord, and then do it afraid.
Thank you.
For platonic friendships, it's not really hard for me. But when it comes to romantic relationships, it's very hard for me to detach easily. Like, once I just notice something, I can flip very fast.
So it's very easy to detach.
Yes, it's very easy to detach from the person. So this has been going on for a while, and then I kind of discovered that I find it very hard to love and invest in romantic relationships.
Can you answer as to whether your parents were critical of you growing up? Were they?
No.
They weren't.
Are your parents together?
Yes.
What's your position in the family? Are you a first child?
Third.
You're the third.
Second girl.
Interesting. My next question. Did you have any relationship that scarred you that you're not healed from?
Yes, but I think I'm healed from it.
Okay. How much detail can you share? How bad was it?
So he broke up a week to his own introduction.
Let me tell you something.
Please, let's
Okay,
pay attention.
All right. Let me start with this. Please pay attention. Listen.
One house, please.
Please.
Listen. Guys, you realize this is a real person standing in front of us who has gone through real pain. So this is not just a comic book you read and you saw something funny. Be sensitive, okay? So tell me about your friends, the platonic friendships you have. What's the longest you've had?
6, 7.
6 years. And very good friends.
Yeah.
So it's just romantic relationship that's the problem. So give me an example of something you saw that you just said, you know what, I'm out of here.
Insecurity.
Like he was insecure.
Yeah. So,
Give me more context.
I know that I'm a very ambitious person. So this person constantly feels like I'm too ambitious. Like I should have to probably bring myself to his level. And I just walked away. That's one.
Wait. In what ways? Hold on now. We are the counselors. Do you realize she could be wrong in her interpretation? Because of the trauma, she might have seen some of his comments that way. I'm not discounting it yet. She might be right. In fact, there's a reason I asked the question. All the people that she cut away from probably deserve to be cut away from. So it's possible she doesn't have any problem. It's possible. Because statistically, the people who struggle in romantic relationships also struggle in all forms of relationship. So if she has strong platonic relationships, it's possible that there's no damage here. That after the first traumatic relationship, she just got smarter and knew how to spot red flags faster. Because, I've said it, there are a lot of idiots out there, both genders. So what exactly, did he say that to you verbatim? What did he do that gave you that impression?
Yes, he said that, like, that's so ambitious for a lady or something like that.
Then, okay, can you give me what context? What made him say you were too ambitious?
So I was sharing something I wanted to do in my mind with him. So we've talked about like other goals, and then it was like
you were sharing your goals with somebody that you were dating, and he said you are too ambitious. Okay, do you mind giving what goal did you share with him?
So I want to be a fashion designer.
That's the ambition that he said you are too ambitious. All right. Listen. Can you see why it's good to ask questions? My dear, I don't think there's anything wrong with you. Such a person, listen. Cutting it off. What you think is a problem might actually be a sign of high emotional intelligence. You can spot something with a smell. You know, there are some people who have sensitive nose. Have you seen people who say something is smelling? And you say there's nothing until they check. So it might be a sign. Because if you had married that guy, you would have seen shege all your life. Telling somebody who is supposed to be in love with you that you want to be a fashion designer is too ambitious. Please. So I don't see the problem here. You are going to find the right person who genuinely loves you, believes in your visions. You deserve somebody who will even be pushing you. You see this woman, I don't allow her to do small stuff. I don't allow her to do small stuff.
So true.
Okay, if you are doing it, at least do it big.
Yeah.
And guess what? Now, on our own self, some of the ambition, do you understand? I'm like, wow. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's how it ought to be.
Now, so.
So please, go on with your life. There's nothing wrong with you, all right? God bless you.
Good evening, Pastor. Good evening, Theo. Good evening, church. Okay, so my name is Glory. First of all, I'm sorry, I know there's no time. I want to quickly cite something. So I saw something on social media where a guy actually took a girl out and they were supposed to get ice cream. Apparently, the ice cream they were supposed to get was like 26K. And the lady said, oh, this is too much. Let's go to somewhere cheaper. And they went to get, I'm sure a lot of people have seen that.
And then I've not seen it.
Okay,
so tell me.
And then they went somewhere else and got that same ice cream for I think 5,000 or 6,000. And the guy said because of that act, he felt this was the time to take the relationship forward. Now, I believe consideration is a very pure form of love for someone to consider you. But in our generation, a lot of people would say a guy that loves you would want to spend on you. If he's not investing in you or spending on you, he doesn't really love you.
Investing on top of ice cream.
So sorry. When I saw that post, I was just scrolling through the comments and I saw someone who I respect and look up to a lot. And then she said, any man who loves you would want to invest in you no matter the amount. So I am thinking...
Investment, ice cream. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give the floor to my wife. Listen to me. And ladies, if you are honest with me, you will admit it. Hopefully, I'm not referring to church girls, but maybe when you were in the world, there are some guys you don't really see a future with, but you want to spend money, so why not? But the moment you found somebody you were serious with, and you were planning a future with, if he's spending anyhow, you get nervous.
Yes.
That you want to spend our future? What's going on? The truth is, we lie to ourselves many times online. We know the truth. Anybody who's spending, you are not cautious of, you're spending anyhow, and you don't get worried, you don't plan a future with that. Most ladies, their reflex is to make sure the guy is responsible with the way he spends his money because they see their future with him. Very simple.
I wanted to be sure what your question was specifically.
Yeah, so my question now is, to a lady who is actually looking to, should I say, be with somebody, and you believe in consideration. I work, so I know how finances can be in this day and time. Would you say that if somebody loves you, they should want to like spend and invest like to that?
All right. So the reason why I said invest on top of ice cream is not as if maybe they were trying to figure out what school should we put our children in, and they said let's go to a cheaper school, or it's a health emergency and it says 26K is too expensive, let's go to cheaper. So it comes down to priorities.
Exactly.
It comes down to what you value as a person. It's cheap girls that use things like ice cream to be judging future, or things like I find those things so weird. Because when you are doing marriage, where you are going to is long. So you can't use something like that scenario to touch on value. Do you get? When you are with someone, praise the Lord, when you are with someone, you want to be very intentional about what they value. There was a guy I was in the talking stage with before, of course, I started dating my husband. I'm waiting for you guys. All right, good. And you want to take me out one day. So we are at the bus stop walking. They give me side eye.
I want to hear the story now.
So we're at the bus stop walking to, just waiting. I think we're about to go out. And you know these people that come to ask for money, like these deaf and dumb guys that ask for money. And this guy gave them 5 naira. 5 naira. And I knew in that moment, I ought not to be here. Because he was willing to spend on me. Like, I didn't even know 5 naira, like, still existed at the time. So, when you're talking about money, the context is very important. If it's something that really has to do with destiny, future, if it's someone that maybe I don't know, how does he take care of his family? How does he take care of people in his life? What are the things he invests his money in? Those are the things that you should look out for when it comes to money habits. One of the things that really endeared me to my husband from when we first met, when I was in 100 level or 200 level, I started this NGO, and one of the first things we did was we fed all the security guys in school at that time. And we were feeding them when the money ran out. And I remember, I called Emmanuel then. He came with an envelope, 1,500. And it was
5 naira.
Iren dollars.
1 5. We're not joking. We're not joking here.
And he said, we just wanted to support you. Of course, he said it was the ministry, but I knew that it was him. He put this in an envelope and said, this is just to support what you're doing. And it really touched me. So when you're talking about investment, what kind of things you're talking about? No ice cream. So it depends on...
Can I quickly say this? You see this thing we're talking about? Because there is an aspect to which this is relative. In the context, 26K is small for some people. In some contexts, what the lady did was probably wrong. God forbid, in some alternate universe, if I was single and I'm taking a lady out, and because there are some ladies like that, I want to buy 26K ice cream for you. Say, no, it's too expensive. Some people are too small-minded to receive love. So there is that. All right? But if it is coming from a place of a knowledge and an assessment of where the guy is financially, then that is consideration. But I want to say this. Even when somebody has 500K, there are different perspectives of what is expensive and what is cheap. Listen carefully, those of you who are single. It's a very important thing to watch out for. What financial priorities do you share? Because for some people, listen, there are some people who will think maybe, even then when I didn't have much money, the type of shirts I used to wear were too expensive. Or right now, I'm allowed to say this, the perfumes I buy are too expensive. But it's the priority issue. And financial compatibility is a thing. So that you don't tell a guy who has 3 million and bought PS5 of 700,000 that, what are you doing? See, some of these things can be relative. there's an aspect to, I'm just bringing a different dimension to this.
Yeah.
There's an aspect to which neither of you are wrong. But if you're going to work together, at least have some semblance of similarity in the way you view money and spending. I just wanted to chip that in because this thing can affect homes in real life. So I just wanted to chip that in. God bless you. Thank you.
And then, sorry, let me chip into what Apostle chipped in. When it comes to spending, there's also the aspect of, so for example, if my husband spends on perfumes, I don't complain because he spends on helping people, taking care of his family, giving to the poor. There are some people that will spend so much on some things that they like, but nothing on the people that they love. So sometimes somebody doesn't mind buying you a car, but when you see the way he takes care of his mother. So those things, when you look at the other things that this person spends on, it's now, it's okay if he splurges. He takes great care of us. So
financial priority in totality, not just one spending culture, but look at the whole thing and make your decision. Thank you.
How do we discern between normal relationship challenges and serious red flags we should not ignore?
All right. There is a difference between Judas and Peter. Peter had a bad day. It was Judas's character. So I think that's a good place to start. Because like I said earlier, even good marriages, I've seen a lot of people. And in fact, that's the reason why I made the movie, What About Us? I did that because I've counseled many good marriages that went through very tough patches, okay? And this is not an encouragement for you to go through, just tolerate rubbish indefinitely. But at the same time, all right, there are some things, let me put it this way. From a psychological standpoint, there are some things to look out for, all right? How do you resolve conflicts? When someone constantly starts with criticism, a harsh startup, all the time, it's been proven psychologically that in the first 3 minutes of any misunderstanding, you can tell how the conversation will end. And in fact, you can tell if the relationship will last or not. Because when it's always a harsh startup, there's a difference between a comment and an attack. Some of you know what I'm saying. When you say, you always spend all the money, it's different from, I'm worried we're not saving enough. The same thing can be said in two different ways, all right? And how you respond to that, how the conversation emerges from there will tell you a lot. But anyways, when it comes to red flags, I'm talking about the things that outrightly disqualify a person. Of course, signs of violence. Did you see that trending video of a man on his wedding day? I don't know what the wife did. He just hit the wedding cake down. You see, when people show you who they are, believe it all.
Believe them with all your heart.
See, let me tell you something. Because people like that, predators, manipulators, narcissistic people, they really like church people. Because church people don't understand how to practice forgiveness in the proper context. They don't know how to disqualify people who need to be disqualified.
So good.
They don't know how to love from a distance. Forgive but go away.
Yes.
They go now. They go now. And that's part of what we keep saying when we say marriage is a business decision. You are constantly checking for all these things. Signs of physical violence, extreme financial irresponsibility. With all your savings, carefulness, somebody can wreck your destiny. I'm telling you, your partner can wreck your entire destiny. Use your life savings to gamble. I'm talking about things that have happened. All right? So watch for those things. The outright red flags, violence, narcissistic tendencies. Someone who has no regard for anybody. No powerful figure who can call him or her to order and things like that. Listen. And then serial cheating. See, listen to me. I don't really know how to stress this enough. You've caught the person once, caught the person twice, caught the person the third time. In a dating relationship, dating. How far along did they go? They had sex. I want to tell you this, many times The greatest predictor of future actions is past actions. Simple and straightforward. All right. So I think that those are some red flags that you should watch out for. I'm sure you have some other
You're
things.
so great, Apostle. Let me just add a couple of things. Please, in all your relationships and your love, whatever decisions you make, please choose someone that likes you. I can't choose someone that, even if the person is a big deal in their own rights, you are a big deal to them. And I'm not saying once there's an argument, you say you don't even like me, you don't. Choose someone that, sincerely and objectively speaking, you are their person and they are your person. Some people enter relationships with people they don't like. It's okay, did you say yes? You have been saying yes since 2018. When will you say yes to the ring?
Leave this boy now.
But it's very important that you choose someone that is rooting for you. There is a tendency to over-spiritualize relationships. I remember mentioning someone a while back who someone a while back who was dating this guy, and the guy was asking a friend out. And he told her friend, "It's you I really like. I'm just dating this other person because God said." So there is a way people can spiritualize wickedness. There is a way people can spiritualize wickedness. This person, choose someone that is not with you because of your family name, how much so and so is earning, someone that really likes you. And then also important, choose someone that fears the Lord. At the end of the day, marriages that work is when you do it as unto the Lord. Because sometimes this person might not even seem deserving of your love or deserving of your respect. The Bible says concerning Joseph that he planned to put Mary away quietly because he was a just man. It wasn't about how he felt or whether he thought she was sorry. He thought she had done him wrong. But even in the midst of it, he did not carry it to Insta blog, come and see, young virgin, claiming to be virgin, but she's pregnant.
These church people self.
These church people. I won't mention her name, but it starts with M, ends with Y. Yeah. He decided to put her away quietly because of who he was as a person. So also choose someone who fears the Lord, someone who shows up for you. Very, very important. And if you are unsure about whether this is a normal red flag or a big red flag, get counsel. Sometimes what you think somebody was speaking to me a while back and it was so casual. She didn't even know I was a pastor many years ago. But I'd gone to buy credit from her and she was on my street. I wasn't married then. And she was talking to me about somebody her daughter was dating and considering marrying. And she said, the guy is so God-fearing, very respectful, very hardworking, takes great care of us. I know you don't know where I'm going, but I promise you, you are going to be shocked. He said, but he's a Yahoo boy. So
it's just that it's a Yahoo boy.
Just that. So that was like just the comma, like it's just like saying the person is. That was the comma. That it's just like it's a Yahoo boy. And so many of us, because of your past, please pay attention. Because of your past or your trauma or the experiences you've had, you don't even know what normalcy looks like. There was a story I heard about a lady who came to a counselor and said, my husband does not love me. And the counselor said, why do you think this person doesn't love you? And she said, since we got married, not even one slap. Because she grew up in an environment where domestic violence was prevalent. And for her, somebody that loves you will give you what? Home training. A little slap here, a little slap there. So if you're unsure specifically about what red flags are, please just pay attention. If you're unsure, get counsel. Ask someone that is wise around you. Is this normal? Praise the name of Jesus.
Hallelujah.
This next question says, all my life I've been seen as an object of physical attraction to men. I didn't mind it in my teenage years. I wasn't saved and I enjoyed the attention. But now I am saved and I'm older and I'm disgusted by it. I want to meet someone, fall in love and build a godly home. But only men who are in the world seem to be interested in me. I'm mostly for my physical attributes. I notice that even godly men who are interested in me are only physically attracted to me and not looking to explore anything deep. I'm a beautiful girl. I have a growing relationship with God. I like to believe I'm of good character. I've worked on myself through therapy, counseling, and my work with God. So I like to know, is this a spiritual thing? Am I the problem? It really hurts. So
Hi, everybody. Wow, that's a lot to unpack. There are some girls who have a particular figure that is not easy to sexualize. In other words, it's not right, but that men often sexualize. And I've known people like that, and it can be very challenging. But you need to also have... I'm not saying that people catcalling you or only wanting to be in a relationship with you is a good thing. That's not a good thing. But I'm saying that whoever is going to date you for your character will also be attracted to you physically. And you must have a mindset that not all physical attraction is evil. It's very important that you get that. There's going to be somebody who loves your mind, who loves the way you think, who loves your values. But the person is also going to be attracted to how you look. Because you also need to be attracted to the way that person looks. Now, if you find yourself in situations where people are only after the physical, I would recommend that you change your circle. The people you're following online, the people you're hanging out with. what you wear. Please listen. I'm not saying that people should take advantage of your body and make comments because of what you wear. But I'm saying that there is a way you can constantly post thirst straps, dress in a particular kind of way that will attract some kinds of people. Do you get that? So you must also be able to present the parts of you that people didn't even know about. When you are posting, let's see more of your intellectual thoughts, the causes you stand for, the faith you profess. So you must also learn to put your voice out there so that people can know that there is more to this person than a nice figure. But I'm telling you, if you spend more time around good church people, granted, somebody said church is a hospital. Some people are responding to treatment, some are not. But if you spend time around good church people, there might be one or two that will have scoring. But there will also be that person, those people who look beyond just how you look. But don't demonize all physical attraction, because whoever you marry will still be attracted to you physically, and you probably also still be attracted to them physically. But changing your circle, having more Christian friends, I think that those things will really help and go a long way. And then when you meet someone you like also, I'm not saying it's on you or it's your fault. When you meet someone you like, don't put your physical attributes at the forefront. Don't be in a rush to be physical in one way or the other, or talk about your body one way or the other. So as much as possible, if you've been in the world for a while, you might not even know that you present in a way that's not as platonic as you think. I'm not blaming you, I'm saying, for example. So learn to have other conversations and change your circle.
Very good one. And I just want to say this. There are many things that people will pay money for, speaking like in commercial terms. There are many things that people will pay money for that they would rather have for free. And this is what I mean. All your valuables in your house, you keep them locked. Isn't that true? So what I'm trying to say is, when you have something beautiful, something that a lot of people treasure, but that should not be trivialized, you are now going to make it inaccessible. That's what you do. Because God did not make a mistake making you beautiful. You can't blame God for it. And I can even make an argument that you shouldn't be unthankful that God gave you those attributes. It's a good thing. Come on, do you understand what I'm saying? And so, if everyone is drooling about it, well, you are free. But at the same time, just make sure that you are not easily accessible. Put some boundaries in your life and look away from, now, I don't know if you remember the day we were on a date. This was 2011. I was taking you to KFC, and there was this pervert of a man. Do you remember? At the fuel station. He was just looking at this babe like this, lost, walking and looking. It was as if he wanted to enter. I said, Chairman. This one, red-handed. I can't even remember what he was. Red-handed. He said, sorry, bro. He had to apologize. He knew this one was not red-handed. I catch him. He was lost. So, unfortunately, the world is full of people like that. But guess what? Even perverts don't treat all women the same way. They will come at you with the same perverted energy, but when you can immediately put them in their place, and they will know how not to talk to you going forward.
So good.
So they will know how not to talk to you going forward. When you walk, just imagine you're new at a job, you just got a job. They will usually throw some things to, you know how they do now, to test you, to see where you stand. Some will just hold your waist in a totally different way. And when you say, I don't like to be held that way, they will say something foolish like, I get your type for house. See, listen, even godly women, you must have like 7 polite insults. Rehearse it. Practice the scenarios. Because at least once in your life, one idiot will come your way. Some of you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Write it down. You know how we used to do in primary school? You mess, something, carry foul. You know all those things? Practice it.
Y2K for a reason.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm just giving an example. Practice it. At the end of the day, listen, you in that regard, you can demand respect. And you will be respected. And my wife said something very brilliant also. Be conscious of the energy you project. In an era where Christians are arguing, I can dress the way I like. These are the issues. It doesn't mean that it is therefore right for men who just sexualize every lady. But at the same time, there is a way you can keep yourself. and carry yourself the way you want to be addressed. It is true that the way you dress is the way you'll be addressed. And also, what do you put at the fore of your life? When we go on your page, is it just your physical attributes we see? Once in a while, do a video, talk about something passionate. A lot of things are happening in the country. Just say something. Let people see that you also got something up there. I like a phrase that a lot of people use, beauty and brains. That's you, right? So stand on business in that way. And listen, even if you do everything right, idiots will be idiots. So just get on with your life, trust the Lord, build a good circle around you, and then move on with your life. Thank you.
A friend, not me. It's not me.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm quarter to go.
Okay.
So, I have a friend. She's in a relationship with someone, and they're like two peas in a pod. They're perfect for each other. But the problem is, she wants to cut the relationship because she's scared of giving birth. She feels like the idea of giving birth is a very traumatic thing that she doesn't want to ever go through because of the women she has seen around her, experiences, videos. But then this guy, on the other hand, he grew up as somebody who's the foster kid going from home to home, so he really wants to have kids. And so it's like a deal breaker. He's hoping that one day she changes her mind, but she feels like she doesn't want to stress him and continue the relationship. But then these people really love themselves.
How old
It's just
is she?
that thing. She's 21.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
She's pretty young.
You see, let me tell you something. There are some things I hear. They usually ask the right question. Don't worry. Give her 4 years. See, let's be respectful. Okay, let me let you land.
No, that's my question. How do she has spoken to me about it, and he has also spoken to me about it. I've spoken to her, and she's like, maybe. They said they were going to break up like last year, August, but they are still together today. So I don't know. I think he's 2 years older than her-ish.
So, well, they are closer to the age that we were when we got married. So we're not looking down on them or anything. But nobody should enter that marriage until they are both on the same page. So one person shouldn't enter thinking the other person will change their mind. And the other person shouldn't enter thinking the other person is okay with what they said they are not okay with. So whatever they are doing, if they want to break up next year, August or whenever, the major thing is they shouldn't enter marriage if they both still have that mindset. And for anybody who is watching this, who is scared of childbirth, one thing I told myself from when I was young is everybody you are seeing here, someone gave birth to them. And for most of them, their mothers are still alive and we're alive after. Some people have given birth 8 times, 9 times, some 3 times. So don't just look at worthy examples. Tell your friend to change her circle. If she's around people who are consistently talking about traumatic births, she should read supernatural childbirth. She should be exposed to people who have good experiences. Because the truth is, no matter what you want to do, you will eventually move in the direction to which you are exposed. So she needs to adjust her exposure. And thankfully, she's young, so she has a lot of time to do that. But if she was my friend, and this guy is a perfect guy for her, there's something about catching them young. If this guy is a perfect guy for her, I don't think she should just say, I don't want children, I'm ending it. Those are the kind of things
she may regret it, though.
She may not meet.
Now, all these 21 years.
So she may not really meet somebody as good as her. And by the time she's older, the regrets might be a lot. Of course, there is always mercy. But I feel like once you know better, you do better. So if you've met somebody while you are young and she should deal with what she needs to deal with, but she shouldn't just let the guy go like that, except she's sure that she's okay with the thing ending. But she also shouldn't string him along and say, okay, I might change my mind. If she's not doing, she should say she's not doing. But just let her know. A good man is hard to find.
Let me just wrap up in 20 seconds and quickly say this. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
You see, something unrelated but simple. I've always hated cold, especially when I was growing up. Cold, extreme cold weather. And because of that, I had a phobia. I just had a secret fear. I thought it was going to be horrible when I traveled overseas. And what did it for me? Similar to what P.O. said. I'm sure if I go to Canada, I'm not the weakest person. So if many people are surviving there, who is distracting her? I'm talking to her. Oh, you want her number? Oh, she's married. So, wait now. She's talking. So, I'm sure I'm not the weakest person there. So, if everybody is doing okay, I'll be fine. And that is exactly what happened. In fact, when I went there, I saw people who have been living there longer than I am, responding to the code in even more extreme ways than I was. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, I won't lie to you. I cannot minimize it. I'll be honest with you. Childbearing is not a walk in the park. At least for some people. At least for some people. Thank God medical science is better. There are ways around it. She can save some money. There are things that she can do all right. But at the same time, she's just going to have to trust God. And let me tell you this. In life, you cannot run away from pain. You cannot. whether childbirth or other forms of pain. You cannot. So it's also not, beyond the context of our conversation, is generally not a safe orientation. It's not a safe way to go through life, to just be looking for a way to escape pain. It's not going to end well. It's also going to end in more pain, because there are more things. Now, imagine she's single at 60. Her priorities may change. She may want to have children, want to have company, and that time she can't roll back the hands of the clock.
And that's a different kind of pain.
A different kind of pain and regret. And she will have the rest of her life to regret that. So please advise her, okay?